Hello everyone. Welcome to Cybersecurity Learning Hub, your one-stop hub for all things cybersecurity. Imagine a weapon, invisible, deadly. This is the reality of zero-day exploits. In cybersecurity, zero-day exploits are the most feared weapons. They strike without warning, leaving chaos and destruction. These attacks can cripple businesses, governments, and individuals. We will explore what they are, how they work, and how to protect yourself. To understand a zero-day exploit, we need to understand the concept of a zero-day. The zero refers to the number of days the software vendor knows about the vulnerability. That's right, 0 days. Imagine a race. Hackers discover a flaw in software. The vendor is responsible for fixing that flaw. The hackers exploit this flaw before the vendor even knows it exists. This is the zero-day window. Think of your computer system like a house. You have strong doors, secure windows, and maybe even an alarm system. Now imagine your house has a hidden door, a secret entrance that you don't know about. This is a zero-day vulnerability. Attackers who know about this door can bypass all your security measures and enter your house undetected. Zero-day exploits take advantage of the unknown. They target software flaws that haven't been patched yet, making them incredibly effective. Hackers who discover and exploit 0 days are often highly skilled and well-resourced. These exploits can be sold on the black market for significant sums of money. Defending against zero-day exploits is like fighting an invisible enemy. Traditional security measures, our first line of defense, are often rendered useless. They rely on recognizing known threats, like a guard checking faces, against a list of wanted criminals. But 0 days are invisible to these defenses. They haven't been seen before, so no alarm bells go off. This invisibility gives attackers a critical advantage. By the time the alarm is raised, the damage is already done. The race against zero-day exploits is a race against time. Once a zero-day vulnerability is discovered and exploited, the clock starts ticking. The vendor, unaware of the flaw, remains defenseless, leaving users vulnerable. Each second that passes is another opportunity for attackers to exploit the vulnerability. The pressure is on the vendor to discover the flaw, develop a patch, and distribute it to users before it's too late. It's a race against time, and the stakes are high. Many organizations and individuals operate under a false sense of security. They believe that their existing security measures are enough to protect them from all threats. Traditional security measures are essential, but they are not enough. We need to adopt a new mindset, one that acknowledges the limitations of traditional security and embraces a more proactive approach. We need to anticipate attacks, not just react to them. The discovery of a zero-day vulnerability is a complex and often secretive process. It's a pursuit undertaken by individuals and groups with varying motivations, from ethical hackers driven by bug bounties to malicious actors seeking financial gain or espionage. One avenue of discovery involves meticulous vulnerability research. Another method involves reverse engineering software patches. When a vendor releases a patch, it often contains clues about the vulnerability it fixes. By analyzing these patches, researchers can potentially uncover the original flaw and develop an exploit before the patch is widely adopted. Adding another layer of complexity are sophisticated tools like fuzzers, which are automated programs designed to bombard software with random inputs, hoping to trigger unexpected behavior or crashes. The motivations for discovering 0 days are as varied as the methods used. The darker side of zero-day discovery lies in the clandestine exploit market, a shadowy online realm where vulnerabilities are bought and sold like illicit contraband. Here, the price of silence is high, with zero-day exploits fetching exorbitant sums, often reaching hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars. The actors involved in this market range from independent researchers looking to profit from their discoveries, to organized cybercriminal groups, and even nation-state actors seeking to bolster their offensive capabilities. The anonymity provided by the dark web makes it difficult to track down the buyers and sellers. Cybercriminals might seek exploits to launch ransomware attacks, steal sensitive data, or disrupt critical infrastructure for financial gain. Nation-state actors might be interested in espionage, sabotage, or gaining a strategic advantage in cyberspace. The exploit market represents a significant challenge in the fight against cybercrime. Once a zero-day vulnerability is discovered and an exploit is developed, the next step for attackers is to find ways to deliver and execute their malicious code. This is where attack vectors come into play. Attackers leverage various methods to exploit 0 days, often relying on familiar tactics, but with a dangerous twist due to the unknown nature of the vulnerability. One common attack vector is phishing, where attackers send deceptive emails disguised as legitimate communications to trick victims into clicking on malicious links or opening infected attachments. Another method involves compromising legitimate websites, often referred to as watering hole attacks. Attackers target websites frequented by their intended victims and inject malicious code that exploits a 0-day vulnerability in the victim's browser or software. Exploiting vulnerable services directly exposed to the internet is another common tactic. The real-world impact of 0-day attacks is often measured in the millions, even billions of dollars. These attacks can cripple businesses, compromise national security, and erode public trust in our digital infrastructure. One of the most infamous examples of a 0-day attack is the Equifax data breach of 2017. Attackers exploited a vulnerability in the company's website to gain access to the personal information of over 147 million people. The breach cost Equifax billions of dollars in legal settlements, regulatory fines, and lost business. The NotPetya ransomware attack of 2017 is another stark reminder of the devastating impact of 0-day exploits. These high-profile attacks demonstrate the severe consequences of 0-day vulnerabilities. Zero-day attacks can have global repercussions, disrupting critical infrastructure, impacting geopolitical relations, and causing widespread economic damage. The interconnected nature of our digital world means that a single vulnerability can have far-reaching consequences, transcending geographical boundaries and impacting organizations and individuals alike. The Stuxnet worm, discovered in 2010, is a prime example of a 0-day attack with geopolitical implications. This highly sophisticated malware, believed to be a joint effort by the United States and Israel, targeted Iran's nuclear program, causing significant damage to centrifuges used for uranium enrichment. The WannaCry ransomware attack of 2017 mentioned earlier is another example of a 0-day attack with global reach. The increasing frequency and sophistication of 0-day attacks pose a significant threat to global stability and security. The impact of 0-day attacks extends far beyond the immediate victims. These attacks can have a ripple effect, eroding public trust in technology, increasing cybersecurity costs for businesses and individuals, and hindering innovation. The constant threat of 0-day attacks forces organizations to invest heavily in cybersecurity measures, diverting resources from other areas and increasing the cost of doing business. 0-day attacks also erode public trust in technology and digital services. Addressing the challenge of 0-day exploits requires a multifaceted approach. Only through collective action can we mitigate the impact of these invisible threats and secure our digital future. The threat of 0-day exploits presents a daunting challenge in cybersecurity. There is no single, foolproof solution, no magic wand to wave away these invisible threats. However, that doesn't mean we are powerless. By understanding the nature of 0-day exploits and adopting a multi-layered approach to security, we can significantly reduce our risk and strengthen our defenses against these attacks. One crucial aspect of mitigating 0-day threats is acknowledging that traditional security measures, while essential, are not enough. This is where the concept of defense in depth comes into play. Rather than relying on a single line of defense, we need to build multiple layers of security, each designed to catch threats that slip past the previous one. A well-informed user base is one of the most effective defenses against 0-day exploits. Mitigating zero-day threats requires a proactive approach, one that anticipates attacks rather than simply reacting to them. This involves staying informed about emerging threats, adopting robust security monitoring practices, and responding quickly and effectively when an attack is detected. Threat intelligence plays a vital role in staying ahead of the curve. By gathering information about emerging threats, vulnerabilities, and attack techniques, organizations can proactively strengthen their defenses, patch vulnerable systems, and educate users about potential risks. Robust security monitoring is another critical aspect of proactive defense. By continuously monitoring networks, systems, and applications for suspicious activity, organizations can detect and respond to attacks in real time. Rapid incident response is crucial in mitigating the impact of zero-day attacks. This requires having a well-defined incident response plan in place and ensuring that all stakeholders are aware of their roles and responsibilities. Zero-day exploits, the invisible threat. They lurk in the shadows of the digital world, a constant reminder of the vulnerabilities that exist in even the most secure systems. We've journeyed through the complex landscape of these threats, from their discovery and exploitation to their real-world impact and the ongoing struggle to mitigate their damage. The reality is stark. There is no easy answer, no single solution to eradicate the threat of zero-day exploits entirely. The cat-and-mouse game between attackers finding vulnerabilities and defenders patching them is a constant in our digital age. However, this doesn't mean we should surrender to a sense of helplessness. Far from it. We've learned that knowledge is our first line of defense. Understanding what zero-day exploits are, how they're used, and the potential damage they can inflict is crucial. This awareness allows us to move beyond reactive security measures and embrace a proactive approach, one that prioritizes vigilance, adaptability, and continuous improvement of our defenses. The fight against zero-day exploits is a shared responsibility. It requires collaboration between software vendors, security researchers, governments, and individual users. By working together, sharing information, and promoting responsible disclosure of vulnerabilities, we can create a more secure digital world for everyone. The threat may be invisible, but our resolve to combat it must be unwavering. Our digital future depends on it. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, stay safe out there. Thank you.